In this programming example, we want to design a superclass that has a method we want to override in a subclass. Let us first design the superclass. Body Store makes candles in various sizes. Design a class named Candle that has the following information in fields. For the data, the class will have two private data members, one for the color and the other one for height, and the third one will be a protected data member for the price. Now the price is made protected because we want to access it directly in the subclass. Now for the methods, we need to have getter methods for all data fields, a constructor that initializes only color and height, and setter methods for only color and height. So how the price is determined? The price is determined based on the height of the candle. So in the constructor and in height setter method, the price is determined by multiplying 0.5 per inch, so that it depends on the height of the candle. Finally, we want to include a toString method that returns the candle data values as a string. So we use this method whenever we want to display the status of an object created from this class. Simply we put the object name as an input parameter to system.out.println. Now this is the initial code for our class. First, let us define the data. So for the data, first we need to define the private data members, string for color, private integer for height, and protected double for a price. Next is the constructor. As we mentioned in the problem statement, that the constructor initializes only color and height of the candle. So public candle, input parameter will be color and also height. And this method will simply copy the input parameters to the data members color and height. So we say color equal CLR, height equal HD. Next we need to define the getter methods. So getters, first for the color, which is a string, get color, and this will return color. Next is for the height, which is integer, get height, return height. Next is get the price, get price, return price. Next is the setter methods for only the color and height. So we will have public void set color, and we copy the input parameter to color, public void set height, and we will have a height as input parameter, so the height will be equal to HD. It is mentioned in the problem statement that inside the constructor and the set method, the price is determined by multiplying the height of the candle by 0.5 BD. So let us do that. Let us go first to the constructor, and here we write the price equal 0.5 multiplied by height. Copy this code and paste it into the setter method. So we need to change the setter method now. In addition to copying the height, we need to compute the price by multiplying the height of the candle by 0.5. Finally, the toString method. What do we want this method to return as a string when a reference of an object created from this class is given as an input parameter to the println method? Let us first define the method. Override. So the header of the method will be public. The return value is a string. The name is toString. The return string, we will define it locally. We will call it str, and the string that we want this method to return will be first the keyword the, followed by the height of the candle, followed by the keyword inch, which is the unit of the height, followed by the color of the candle, followed by the text candle costs BD, and after that we should display the price, which is taken from the data member price. And this string will be the return value for toString method. So now suppose that the height of the candle is 6 inches and the color is white. So this method will return the string, the 6-inch white candle cost BD followed by the price. In the second part of the problem, we want to create a child subclass named scented candle. Scented candle means a candle with perfume. This is why we are creating a subclass for the scented candle from the candle class. The scented candle class will contain an additional data field named scent and its get and set methods. Also, this class will override the parent setHeight method to set the price of a scented candle by simply multiplying the height by 0.9 BD. Notice that for the candle, which is the super class, the price inside the setHeight method is determined by multiplying the height by 0.5 BD. But for the subclass setHeight method, the price is determined by multiplying the height by 0.9. Also, this class overrides the toString method that retains the candle information including scent data field. That means this toString method will not only print the scent data field, it will print the inherited data field values in addition to the scent data field. Here is the definition for the candle class. Now for the scented class, we will modify this class and save it as scented class. The name of the class scented candle, and this extends the candle class. Now for the data member, there is only one data member, which is for the scent, and it is a string, and the other data member should be removed from this class. Now for the constructor, we will talk about it in a moment. Let us go to the getter for the scent data member. So we will have get scent, and it will return scent. And for the setter, it will be set scent, and we will have the parameter for the scent SNT. So scent is equal to SNT. Now for the setHeight method, this should be overridden method, override, and we need to change the calculation on how the price is determined inside this method. First, we are going to call the super class setHeight. So we say super dot setHeight and supply the input parameter ht to change the height in the super class. Next, we need to change the calculation for the price. So instead of multiplying height by 0.5, we multiply it by 0.9. For the toString method, we want to change the return string from this method. So as before, it will be the followed by height, followed by the word inch, followed by the scent value, followed by a space, followed by color. So for example, if we have a scented candle that has height 6 inches, the scent is lavender and the color is white. So this method will return the string, the 6-inch lavender white candle cost BD followed by the price. But height, color, and the price are defined private in the super class. So therefore, we cannot access them directly. We need to call their public get methods to access them from the super class. So here we need to say get height for height, and for the color we say get color, and finally for the price we say get price. And since these methods are inherited, there is no need to proceed their calling by the keyword super. So there is no need to say super dot, because they are already inherited from the super class. Now let us go back to the constructor at the beginning of the class definition. And now here we need to talk about the constructor. First, let us save the class save as scented candle. And now for the constructor, remember that the superclass does not have a default constructor. So therefore, in this subclass, we have to call the superclass constructor explicitly inside its constructor. So now the constructor for this subclass should be scented candle. So we will change the title or the header for the constructor, and we will add one more parameter for the scent value. So string SNT. Since we are going to call the superclass constructor for assigning values for the color and height, so we will call it explicitly by saying super and supply the color and height from the input parameters, and these lines should be removed because they are assigned by the superclass constructor. Now for computing the price, we should multiply height by 0.9. We have finished writing the class definition for the subclass scented candle. Now let us compile it and check for errors. Compile it. But it seems there is an error in line 10. Yes, height is defined private in the superclass, so we cannot access it directly. So we have to call its get method. So we say get height. Similarly for the set height here, we cannot access it directly, so we have to say get height. Now let us try to compile it again. So now it is free of errors. Now the last step in the example, we want to write an application that instantiates an object of each type and displays the details. We will save this application as democandles.java. This is the class definition for our application with the main method. Here we are going to create two objects, one from the superclass candle and the other one from the subclass scented candle. So for the first object, it will be candle. We will call it a candle equal to new candle, and the candle color will be pink, and the height will be 6 inches. Now for the second candle, we will create it from scented candle, scented a scented candle equal to new scented candle, and for the constructor we will provide the color for the candle, which will be white, also will be 6 inches, and for the scent it will be lavender. Now let us print the details of these two objects using toString method. So you call system.out.println and you provide the object name to println method. So first will be for a candle, second will be system.out.println a scented candle. So when you provide the name of the object to the println method, automatically toString method will be called. Now let us run the application and see the result. So there is an error. It says that scented, yes, here it should be scented candle. Let us run it again. And here is the output that is obtained from the application. So for the first object, the candle is the 6-inch candle, pink candle cost BD3. The second one is the 6-inch null. It seems here we have a problem, logical error. White candle cost BD 5.4. So it is not printing the scent value. Why it's not printing the scent value? Let us go back to the class definition for scent candle. It seems that the scent value is not initialized. Now let us check the constructor. Yes, inside the constructor here, as you can see, we are not initializing the value of scent that is supplied as input parameter. So here we should write scent equal to SNT. Now let us compile the class. And now let us go to the demo class, run it again. And as you can see now, it is printing the value for lavender.